All right, so where we left off was talking about alternating current and direct current and talking about generators. So I just want to take another couple of minutes and just compare and contrast alternating current and direct current. So you might want to create a little chart like this, okay? And so on the alternating side, we would say electrons move back and forth. Move back and forth. Changing directions many times a second. Changing directions many times a second. For direct current, it would be electrons move steadily from one terminal to the other. Electrons move steadily from one terminal, meaning of the battery or the power supply, to the other. Okay? Over here then, when we say changing direction many times a second, the direction here can alternate. Usually it's direction alternates between 50 and 60 times a second. Between 50 and 60 times per second. In other words, per second, if you think back to grade 11 physics, was hertz. So we're saying the frequency of this wave, because remember waves have frequencies, so the frequency of this alternating current can be between 50 and 60 hertz. And that depends on the country. So depending on what country you're in, the alternating current might be 50 hertz, it might be 60 hertz. Over here, no change. Whoops, this is one. I count well, don't I? This is no change in direction, and therefore no frequency. Okay. Next would be that it can be used over long distances easily. Can be used over long distances easily. Why am I writing this? I could just say it and you could write it. Can be used over long distances easily. And that's because the voltage is easy to change, because easy to change voltage. This one, you might be able to guess, not easy for long distance transmission. Not easy for long distance transmission. What that means is that, like, you know, our electricity flows all throughout the province, and it can do that because it's alternating current. It would be not as easy to do that if it was direct current. The same little electron would be flowing from the Mactaquac Dam all the way down to St. John and back, okay? Whereas here, in alternating current, the electrons are really just moving back and forth about a spot. They're not really flowing all through the wire. Okay, this one can be created by an AC generator, as we just talked about. And for DC, created by a battery, hydrogen cell, and a DC generator. I'm just checking to see if this one can use capacitors and inductors, and you don't know what either of those are, but can be used with capacitors and inductors, things that will store energy. And this one cannot be used. confused with, etc. Okay? Oh, man, my numbering is really bad. It's 5. Let's see, do I have any more? Oh, and then some things can run off of both, and that's the interesting thing. Like your laptop can run whether it's plugged in or off a battery. Light bulbs can usually run off both. Some things have a built-in apparatus inside that will allow us will allow the object to change one type of current to the other. Okay, we'll talk about this more when I see you face to face, but I want you to do a little research. Okay, so a few minutes ago, I said that it can be 50 hertz or 60 hertz depending on the country. So I want you to go look and find out, what is the frequency for Canada, the US? What is it for places in Europe? Why is it different? And while you're at it, check out the voltage too. Because you've probably noticed if you've traveled anywhere far that you have to take things that are called like plug adapters or converters or transformers, okay? Because not all countries run on the same frequency and not all countries run on the same voltage. So what I want you to find is, what are the voltage / frequencies of our country and of most countries, and then see if you can figure out the why. Why are they different? Why is Canada's not the same as Europe's? And which one's better? Okay? So that's your little Ask Mr. Google, and see what you come up with, and we'll talk about it in class. All right?